Okay, welcome back. Now that I've got my um, image traced, I've got the line drawing for that. I could leave this as is. This will cut great, and then I could just add my outer circle. Um, However, I do want to add these lines here. I think it just adds a little bit of an extra feature. So again, I could just leave it as is without these lines here, and then just go ahead and add my text on it. But I'm going to show you guys how to add um, these cutouts that are here. So if you don't want to add these, you can go ahead and skip this. But I recommend it. I think it looks a little bit nicer. So what I'm going to do, first thing I'm going to do is I do want to center this on the page. So if I click on it, I can go up here to layout, let me see, no, object, align and distribute, and I can center the page. If you look, it's actually, I can just press the P key on my keyboard and it will center it for me. So if once I have it selected, if I press P, you can see it just centers that for me real quick. So first thing I want to do is I'm just going to resize this. So I'm going to select it. If you look up here, this is my object size, um, and I want to lock my ratio. So what that'll do is if I change one, it will keep the ratio and change the other. So I'm going to make this 15.5 inches. I'm going to go ahead and press enter, and you can see it adjusts it proportionally. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and draw out a circle. So I'm going to come over here to the ellipse tool, and I'm going to select that. Now I'm going to draw this circle anywhere because I can recenter it later. So I'm going to click and drag this out. I'm going to hold down my control key, and that will give me a perfect circle. Now I'm just going to draw this and click. All right. So once I have that drawn out, I'm going to go back and grab my pick tool. I'm going to press the P key and I'm going to center it. All right. So because of the way that the star is drawn, this circle does have to be a little off center. So I'm just going to use the arrow key and see if I can center this the best that I can. All right. So you can see, if I zoom in a little bit, all right, you can see it's pretty much crossing all of the points about even. All right, you can see it's just barely crossing all the points in the star. All right, I could probably scoot it down just a little bit more. So this is just, again, I'm just kind of eyeballing it. All right, so now I've got that drawn out, that circle. What I want to do, there's a couple of different ways to do this. I'm going to offset it. So there's an offset tool. It's over here. So that's the shadow tool. But if I click on that little corner, all right, you can see there's other tools that are behind it. So I can click on contour. All right, contour is just really another word for offset. I'm going to grab the circle. So I'm going to click on that. And you can see I've got some options up here. All right, I'm going to come over here. I want it to offset to the inside, and I'm going to change that to 0.375, and then press enter. And you can see it offset that to the inside. All right, now I'm going to go up here, grab the pick tool. So what it did was it keeps those two items together. All right, so I want to break them apart and have them be two separate lines. So I'm going to right click on it and go break apart contour. now that I've got both of these separated, okay, now what I want to do is, so you can see I've got this line and this line. Now I need to create this gap right here, okay? So to do that, I'm going to offset the star by the same amount. All right, so I come over here, I grab my contour tool again. All right, now I'm going to click on the star. All right, you can see my menu up here's changed. I want to offset to the outside, and you can see how that's offset now. All right, I'm going to right click on it and break that contour apart. So now I've got this edge here, this edge, and this edge here. All right. So now what I want to do is now I need to go around and I need to start trimming. So there's a couple ways to do this. And what I found to be the easiest, it does take a little bit of time, but underneath my crop tool, if you remember, there's tools underneath this. I'm going to go to my virtual segment delete. So what that'll do is this is just like the trim tool in Fusion. So if I click on this line, and you can see right now it's really like an X-Acto knife. When it points straight up and down, it's hovering over something I can trim. And you can see that trims it right up to the line. So what I want to do is just kind of go around and trim where these intersect so that I can keep. Now this is where you got to be careful. So if I trim the wrong thing, it removes what I want to keep. So Control Z to undo that. All right. And again, it did that again. So I just zoom in quite a bit and I could trim that little line there. Because again, if I leave it, it's going to cut on that line. So I'm just going to go around and trim off what I need to trim. Okay, so that's all set. I've got everything trimmed. All right, that looks good. I'm going to go back to my pick tool. I'm going to draw a selection box around everything. All right, right click, and I want to group this together. Okay, so now that that's all grouped together, I can't accidentally move a part of it. Okay, P key to center it. All right, so now I've got my design done, and you can kind of see how that looks. So stay tuned for the next video. We're going to draw our outside circle as well as adding our text. So stay tuned for the next one. Thanks a lot.